finance team, he has to lead the marketing team, he has to lead the procurement team, he had to lead the manufacturing unit, branding unit, promotional unit, so many units. So to lead all these teams, you must be a good leader. So if you would like to be an entrepreneur, please try to adopt qualities of leaders, good leaders in yourself. Not boss. Bossing is one thing, leadership is another thing. Leadership always leads from the front. Bosses can assign job and can deliver job, but it is important to be a good leader to become a good successful entrepreneur. Being confident. If you don't have enough confidence that you can do things, you cannot do it. Therefore, to become a successful entrepreneur, you should be a confident person. Being optimistic, because people may think of half glass of water or half empty glass. So whether you are seeing half glass of water, that is half opportunities, or you see an half empty or half challenges, it depends upon your mindset. So please be optimistic that you can solve the problem, you can achieve the goal, you can reach your target. Then you will be able to reach your target. Being passionate. If you do any certain things you don't love it, then it is quite difficult to achieve it. If you would like to be a successful entrepreneur, please be passionate to your profession, be passionate to your job, be passionate to your work. Then you will be able to perform better than others. If you can perform better, then your teams will be performing better. If your team perform better, your organization, your company will perform better, and you will be a successful entrepreneur. Being proactive. An entrepreneur must not be reactive in any business opportunities. An entrepreneur must have searching tendency, identifying the opportunity, and proactively start that business. So proactiveness is very important to become a successful entrepreneur. Being competitive. Obviously, you should have a competitive mind in yourself. Without a competitive mind, you cannot be a successful entrepreneur. Then being disciplined. Obviously, entrepreneur is not working under anybody, but if he is not self-disciplined, then he will go to the office at 12. His employees will go to the office at 10 or at 11, and nobody will be disciplined. If the entrepreneur himself is disciplined, then his employees, his managers, his other colleagues will be disciplined. So without a disciplined office, you cannot achieve the organizational goal of your company. So please be disciplined in your life, keeping an open mind. Entrepreneurs should think of everything positively, as well as he should have openness in mind to adopt new initiative, to adopt new changes, because the society, the culture, the environment, the states, the country we are living, everything is changing day by day. Therefore, an entrepreneur should have this mind to cope with the new changes of the environment. So an entrepreneur is a person who have the ability to adopt with the new changes and begin. If you have idea, you have money, you know everything, but you cannot start, then everything is failed. Therefore, to be an entrepreneur, start your entrepreneurship ventures today. In the second chapter, we will discuss upon entrepreneurial involvement. Till now, in the introduction, we saw what are the quality of an entrepreneur, what are the traits of an entrepreneur, how people can be a good entrepreneur. But you have everything. If you don't have the right environment to become an entrepreneur, then everything is bound to fail. Therefore, let's try to know what are the appropriate factors of environment to make your environment entrepreneurial, pro-entrepreneurship. So before discussing with entrepreneurial environment, let's try to define it. So what is entrepreneurial environment? A set of interconnected entrepreneurial actors. That means the actors are entrepreneurial environment is combined with a set of actors. For example, a company, a venture capitalist, source of finance, a business angels, a financer without daily interventions, banks, institutions, universities to provide skills, public sector agencies to regulate, to provide incentives to guide them, and financial bodies. So all these actors are combined in a particular environment to make the entrepreneurial environment pro-entrepreneurial. If I would like to give a formal definition, then it is entrepreneurial environment combined with a set of actors, for example, entrepreneurs himself, skill level, universities, regulators, loan providers, source of financing, and obviously demand in the market, a supply chain mechanism, government role to provide the supplies, to provide the logistics support, to provide the policy guidelines. So everything combined to create an entrepreneurial environment. So entrepreneurial environment has to be created and maintained. So what are the factors for entrepreneurial environment? 3 factors we can discuss with. Number 1 is entrepreneurial support elements. To make an entrepreneurial environment, you must have to ensure that all the support elements are available for becoming an entrepreneur or to maintain a successful entrepreneurial venture or to be competitive in local as well as foreign market. So what are the support elements? The support elements are, number 1, a stable political, legal, and regulatory environment. Then a particular location. Then the connectivity, digital connectivity, roads, highway, and port connectivity, electricity, gas, water, and other support services. Obviously, a pro-entrepreneurial taxation system. Then availability of raw materials, skill level, and market mechanism. So everything depends upon government intervention as well as sometimes legal or social intervention. But it is the government to create entrepreneurial environment as well as maintain entrepreneurial environment. Then infrastructure is required. What sort of infrastructure? Infrastructure could be divided into macro infrastructure, for example, roads, highways, railways, airports, seaports. This sort of an infrastructure could be macro infrastructure. And micro infrastructure, factory building, warehouses, logistics and transportation system, and obviously storage mechanism. These are micro infrastructure. So for macro infrastructure development, government is the body. Government as well as development partner and other financing organizations are the bodies. And for micro entrepreneurship, then private sector entrepreneurial as well as banking system and other logistics support providers are relevant with. So to maintain entrepreneurial environment, we need entrepreneurial support system, we need infrastructure support. Then obviously culture. Culture, what is culture? Culture is everything we express, we eat, we think, we act, we behave, everything comprises in culture. So in one sentence, if you would like to say, what we are is my culture. What you are is your culture. But what is the relationship between entrepreneurship and culture? The relationship is that if you have a cultural tendency or mental tendency to save, to invest, to deploy into a productive sector, then your culture is pro-entrepreneurial culture. Or if you